What up, crypto fam? It's Phantom taking a look at the market. We closed with a red candle to the downside. We didn't close above our what was our support level, weekly support level. Now will probably be a resistance level for us to get back through. But we didn't close below the weekly trend line that's held since 2020. So until that does, I'll remain bullish. I purchased and picked up some Cosmos in this dip, so not too much. And obviously, I have decent level stop losses in place. I think that Monday is going to be telling. Majority of the early part of this week will be telling on the market because there's a lot of earnings reports coming out this week for the tech stocks. And I'm hoping that the earnings reports come out well, because generally when the NASDAQ does well, crypto tends to follow suit. I'm still maintaining my sentiment that I think this is going to be the week that we kind of turn the tide and bring back some of the bullish momentum. One thing I did notice in my charts, these red candles that print, majority of the time, if you look at them printing in the past, here, for example, we started bullish momentum shortly after. Here, we started bullish momentum. Here, we started bullish momentum. Here, we started bullish momentum. The one offset is when this happened at the end of last year, our very last bull cycle run. But majority of the time, I mean, you're talking about 5 different situations, and 4 out of 5 of those was the start to bullish momentum starting the following week. So we did print a red candle. It could always change during the week. These candles are only locked in place when the weekly closes, and the weekly just started. So I for sure will be keeping my eye on it. But I did accumulate some Cosmos, some ATOM at this price level, and I'll be riding it out for the week for the most part, unless I get stopped out. Obviously not financial advice, always do your own research, but that's the play that I'm making for the week. We'll see how it works out. The Fear and Greed Index, take a look at that. We're sitting at 24, so we're back into extreme fear territory, which makes sense with the candle closing ugly for the weekly. The news articles that I have are actually pretty cool. We'll get the first one knocked out. It's Russia is in the news. On Friday, Russia's Ministry of Finance submitted a finalization bill on the regulation of cryptocurrencies in Russia. According to the report, the bill, which is titled On Digital Currency, contains a digital regulation framework on the circulation of cryptocurrencies, and for the first time touches upon mining in detail. So if Russia starts mining, obviously the more mining facilities that we have set up, the faster the network transactions we can have on the Bitcoin network are going to be. Apart from providing the legal framework for the circulation and issuance of cryptocurrencies, the draft bill also introduced requirements for certification, identification, and accounting for entities who would like to open digital asset businesses in Russia. So this is more than likely indicative of them trying to open some exchanges in Russia, since Russia's kind of dependent on a lot of centralized exchanges, and the US and other types of governments will go after those exchanges to have them stop working with Russia directly. So Russia will likely just create an exchange of their own, and they just need to provide the liquidity so that users can use an exchange in Russia as Russian citizens. Most notably, the draft law says that the digital currency can be accepted as means of payment that is not monetary unit for the Russian Federation. The bill recognizes further cryptocurrencies as legally accepted investment vehicles. The law outlines the requirements for firms that intend to carry out digital asset business. An exchange operator, for instance, must have a minimum of a working capital of at least 30 million rubles, or 36 million to be granted for a working license. 36 million rubles, so probably like $150 is what it will take for you to get an exchange started in Russia. Joking aside, though, it's still bullish. You want the more places that we can do mining for Bitcoin, the better. The more competition for exchanges, the better. So I'm completely fine with this. One really cool article that I came across is CZ. You'll know him as the owner of Binance. The guy's been around since 2017 when he started Binance. There's now a US version of Binance. There's a European version of Binance. And Binance. They kind of work individually with these different countries on the regulation that's needed. And from what he's saying is the tide is definitely turning. CZ, the CEO of Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, told NBC on the sidelines of the Paris Weekly Blockchain Week Summit last year, the UK regulators barred Binance from undertaking any regulated activity in the country, while in Singapore, Binance limited its services after the central bank warned that it may be in violation of local regulation. In a speech kicking off the event on Wednesday, CZ said regulatory discussions around crypto have shifted from negative to positive. Before CZ was introduced, the MC for the event referenced the crypto slang term WAGMI, which is the we're gonna make it. To be honest, I feel like we kind of did make it, he said, adding crypto serves as a lifeline for some in Ukraine amid the Russian invasion, which is true. But the crypto world still has a way to go before reaching widespread acceptance, and the fate of the industry largely hinges on the approach that will be taken by different global regulators, which is true. So the fact that they're working with companies like Binance and Coinbase and things like that, even if the regulation's strict to begin with, as long as they're listening to these top exchanges and working with them hand in hand, I think this is painful, but it is a path to mass adoption. And another cool article that I found, the top contenders are in the news. Bitcoin with an average annual growth rate of 159%. Take that, gold. Gold's been at 2% growth rate for, I think, 1,000 years. Bitcoin with an average growth rate of 159 could return to the $1 trillion mark as soon as early 2023, according to the research from the digital asset industry review and analysis website CryptoHead, which excluded any coin created after January 1st, 2019, including the fast-growing top 10 coins like Solana, Ethereum, with an average annual growth rate of 308%, is also projected to become a $1 trillion asset around the same time. Ethereum rivals Binance Coin and Cardano with an average annual growth rate of 615 and 423% respectively, are forecasted to hit a $1 trillion market cap as early as 2024. $1 trillion market cap is very, very, very exciting for these big players. They even have XRP in the news. Further down the charts, Ripple's XRP, currently the subject of a SEC exchange lawsuit, has an average annual growth rate of 88%, putting it at the 1 trillion level by the end of 2028. With XRP, its growth rate's kind of been made forcibly stagnant because of the SEC lawsuit. I think this could greatly change, and it could hit $1 trillion market cap even as soon as Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Chain. If they win their lawsuit in a big way, I think you will see the price of Ripple just absolutely blow the roof off. So, the articles that I found interesting for the week. I maintain my bullish sentiment. We're still hovering right around the 40K region that we've been just chilling at all weekend. I hope there's some great earnings coming out from the S&P this week. If there are, and the S&P comes out, bullish, I think crypto follows suit, and then we'll be in line with, the plan that we've been mentioning on the stream that, this should be the start of the the bullish momentum coming back to the market. So fingers crossed. If we do print a red candle as we've started today, the last kind of a bullish look that I have is that we're hopefully close above this trend line, and that the last 4 out of 5 times that this has happened, we've seen huge price action to the upside, and that's nothing to shake a stick at. So that's what I have for today. Definitely